the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Armed Forces of the Philippines joins Talisman Sabre as official participant for the first time. 8th Infantry Division neutralizes 45 NPA rebels, seizes 54 firearms in Eastern Visayas in the first half of 2025. Oil firms hike pump prices today. PBBM says Malampaya Phase 4 a key for cheaper and reliable power supply. Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Tuesday, July 15, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rob Suzon, this is Jai Simbahon for AFP Community News. And the Armed Forces of the Philippines officially joined Exercise Talisman Sabre 2025 for the first time, marking a major step in regional defense cooperation. Held from July 13 to 27 across multiple Australian locations, the exercise includes 32 AFP personnel participating alongside forces from Australia, the United States, and other allies. It aims to enhance interoperability, readiness, and cooperation in addressing shared security challenges. The AFP shift from observer status in 2023 to active participant highlights the Philippines' growing role in promoting regional peace and strengthening military ties with key allies and defense partners. And the 8th Infantry Stormtroopers Division reported neutralizing 45 new People's Army members and seizing 54 firearms during intensified operations in Eastern Visayas from January to June 2025. Joint Task Force Storm and 8th ID Commander Major General Adonis Ariel Orio said that 17 rebels died, 1 was captured, and 27 surrendered. He credited the success to sustained military actions and strong community support. Major General Orio added that it reflects the NPA's declining strength and morale in the region. DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio. And from our reporter to ground, let us hear the report of Mike about Reserve Command Philippine Army Commander praises reservist for recovering high-powered firearms in Albay. Mike?
Reserve Command Philippine Army Commander Major General Ramon P. Zagala praised the 5th Regional Community Defense Group for recovering high-powered firearms, ammunition, and anti-personnel mines. The commendation was part of the unit's 39th anniversary celebration at Camp Simeon Ola, Legazpi City, Albay. He highlighted the vital role of reservists in combat support and emphasized their local presence. Relatedly, the 5th RCDG oversees Reserve Force operations across the Bicol region. This is Mark reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Mike.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 48th Infantry Battalion facilitated the surrender of communist rebels in Barangay Anticala, Butuan City. The couple, Marjon Sagay Navarro and Rosemary Garcia, seeking a peaceful life for their family, turned over an M16A1 rifle and left the armed struggle behind. Their surrender was made possible through joint efforts with the 29th Infantry Battalion under the 901st Infantry Brigade. Army officials praised the move as a courageous step towards peace and reaffirmed support through the ECLIP reintegration program.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 3rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion and Alexi Bake Shop conducted a gift-giving activity at Mayantok, Tarlac, benefiting 493 students from 5 public schools. Children received bread packs and slippers, bringing joy and comfort to remote communities. The activity highlighted the strong partnership between the military and private sector in supporting education and well-being. Moreover, teachers and parents expressed gratitude for the effort, which follows a similar outreach last month in San Clemente and Camiling.
DWDD. Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
Now some information from Glenn about Philippine Air Force delivers eyeglasses to Balabac residents in outreach mission. Glenn?
Yes, the Philippine Air Force, through its Tactical Operations Wing West and Tactical Operations Group Palawan South, led the distribution of over 200 prescription eyeglasses to Balabac residents yesterday. The effort formed a part of the continuing all-in-one Bayanihan outreach program. The beneficiaries were screened during the initial outreach last June 6 to 7, 2025, which was attended by Defense Secretary Gilberto C. Teodoro. That mission provided over 20,000 services, including medical and dental care, minor surgeries, and relief distributions. With support from Go Share Philippines, Mabuhay Desiret Foundation, and the local government of Balabac, Philippine Air Force reaffirmed its commitment in delivering essential services to remote communities. This is Glenn Ligulchan reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gulchan.
DWDD. Armed Forces News.
And the Philippine Army Chief Lieutenant General Roy M. Galido met with Australian Army Chief Lieutenant General Simon Stewart and German Army Chief Lieutenant General Alphonse Mays during his visit to exercise Talisman Sabre in Australia. He reaffirmed the Philippine Army's commitment to joint drills like Karabaro and Kasanga with Australia. Lieutenant General Galido also welcomed Germany's growing presence in the Indo-Pacific and its support for a rules-based international order. Both meetings aim to strengthen defense cooperation and regional stability.
DWDD. Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD. National News.
oil firms raised fuel prices today, with diesel having the biggest rise. The per liter price of diesel went up by 1 peso and 40 centavos and gasoline by 70 centavos. Meanwhile, kerosene prices increased by 80 centavos. Jetty Petroleum President Leo Belia said the price of crude oil and refined fuel products have increased this week on signs of strong demand. He added that the renewed Houthi attacks on shipping in the Red Sea also pushed up fuel prices.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces Radio.
From 1st Civil Relations Group, let us hear more from Meljoy about 71st Infantry Battalion holds palakasan sa Daang Kalikasan 2.0. Meljoy?
Yes, Jai, officers and enlisted personnel of 71st Infantry Kaibigan Battalion Philippine Army undertook a challenging 18-kilometer cross-country foot march from Muelang Patrol Base to Mapita Patrol Base in Mangatarem and Aguilar, both of Pangasinan, in celebration of their 37th founding anniversary. This activity was conducted not only to boost physical endurance, but also to cultivate camaraderie, reinforce teamwork, and instill a sense of unity among the troops. As the Kaibigan troopers crossed the distance, they exemplified resilience, determination, and unwavering commitment to core values that define the spirit of Kaibigan troopers and bind them together as a solid team. The activities serve as a meaningful celebration of the battalion's rich history and a reaffirmation of its members' pledge to serve with honor and patriotism. It can be recalled that the Kaibigan Battalion held the first palakasan sa Daang Kalikasan in 2024, wherein the unit hiked the 7.136-kilometer rigid terrain of Mangatarem, Pangasinan, in connection with the unit's 36th founding anniversary. This is Meljoy Nasho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD. National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. conveyed his administration's full support for the Malampaya Phase 4 drilling operations. Marcos emphasized the urgency of tapping new gas reserves as existing resources in the Malampaya gas field continue to dwindle. He highlighted that this is the reason Phase 4 drilling is now underway to tap new wells and keep the power flowing so the people will have cheaper and reliable electricity. Marcos personally conducted an aerial inspection of the Noble Viking drilling rig to monitor ongoing operations, stressing the administration's commitment to energy security.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Agriculture has launched ground consultations with farmers and lawmakers. This is to gather feedback on the proposed Rice Act, which aims to reform the rice certification law and restore key regulatory powers to the National Food Authority. Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel Jr. emphasized that no less than House Speaker Martin Romualdez has endorsed the proposed Rice Act, designating it as House Bill Number 1. He added that this emphasizes the House of Representatives' strong commitment in correcting flaws in the rice certification law, loopholes that have been exploited by unscrupulous traders to the detriment of our farmers.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And let us hear more updates from Beth about 12 Civil Military Operations Battalion leads livelihood program orientation for Manila Vendor Group. Beth?
The 1st Platoon, 2nd Civil Military Operation Company of the 12th CMO Battalion facilitated a sustainable livelihood program orientation for United Vendors Alliance UVA members and Ermita Maynila, led by the Development of Social Welfare and Development Project Development Officers Ronalo C. Bangalan. The event aimed to boost vendors' income through government support and skills training. Army and police officials joined the activity. It aims to strengthen ties among the troops and civilian sectors and promoting peace and community development. This is Betania reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for the stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Canete.
DWDD National News.
And a total of 47 distressed overseas Filipino workers from Kuwait, Israel, and the Red Sea were safely repatriated to the Philippines over the weekend. The Overseas Workers Welfare Administration reported that the group includes 20 OFWs from Kuwait, 16 from Israel, and 11 Filipino crew members of the MV Magic Seas, a cargo vessel attacked by Houthi rebels while sailing through the Red Sea. All repatriated OFWs were welcomed by officials from the Department of Migrant Workers, OWA, and the Manila International Airport Authority medical team. They received immediate financial aid, medical checks, psychosocial support, and transportation assistance back to their home provinces.
DWDD National News.
And the Commission on Elections announced that the printing process of ballots for the mock BARM elections has started. The COMELEC chairperson George Erwin Garcia said the printing of ballots for mock elections and test ballots is ongoing. They will be needing these ballots for the July 25 mock elections in Tawi-Tawi and Lanao del Sur. Garcia noted that they intend to start the printing of the 2.3 million official ballots next month and targeting to finish the printing within 1 week.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Sha about 71st IB brings joy to Pangasinan pupils in an outreach activity. Sha?
Yes, Jai. The 71st Infantry Kaibigan Battalion brought smiles to around 40 pupils of Cacahuayten Elementary School during an outreach activity in Barangay Cacahuayten, Mangantarem, Pangasinan. As part of its pre-anniversary celebration, the unit organized a shared meal, parlor games, and distributed school supplies, toys, and slippers. Free haircuts also boosted the confidence of the young participants. Relatedly, Mayor Johnson F. Viray Valentinilla emphasized the importance of education, encouraging children to value learnings as a lifelong treasure. This is Shain Araneta reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Shaina.
DWDD National News.
Bicol Representative Terry Ridden said the Philippines' response to China's travel ban on former Senator Francis Tolentino should be proportional. China has disallowed Tolentino from visiting its mainland, Hong Kong and Macau for egregious conduct on China-related issues. Ridon believes the Philippines can also impose travel restrictions on high-level Chinese nationals who spread disinformation and misinformation on the West Philippine Sea issue. The Department of Foreign Affairs recently summoned Chinese Ambassador Wang Xilian over Tolentino's sanction.
DWDD National News.
And Philippine National Police Chief Nicholas Torre III confirmed that sacks recovered from Taal Lake contained human bones, which are now in the custody of the forensic group. The police chief, however, also confirmed the presence of animal remains as the area around Taal Lake is a vast farmland. Torres said the bones would be matched against the DNA provided by the relatives of missing cockfighting enthusiasts or sabongeros who disappeared in 2021. He added that to speed up the process, the PNP have already directed the crime lab in Region 4A and in Batangas to move forward with the operations.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
Another updates from Jimboy about 56th Infantry Battalion launches Youth Leadership Summit for Indigenous Youth in Talaingod. Jimboy?
The 56th Infantry Tatag Battalion partner with the Youth for Peace Movement, Davao del Norte and Barangay Palmahil launches 2025 Youth Leadership Summit at the Tatag IP Tourism Center in Barangay Santo Niño, Talaingod. 100 indigenous youth from various sitios of Barangay Palmahil participated in the 3-day summit theme Empowering IP Youth in Bridging Cultures for Collective Leadership. The event aimed to develop the leadership skill, life goal, and cultural pride among young indigenous participants to prepare them as responsible citizens and future leaders. The summit featured discussion, workshop, and team building activities focused on unity, discipline, and leadership. This is Jimboy reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Jimboy.
DWDD National News.
Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla said investigators are eyeing possible links of individuals allegedly behind the case of the missing sabongeros and the extrajudicial killings during the past administration's war on drugs. He thinks that the deaths might intersect more on the death squad, that people who undertake the contractual killings may intersect somehow with the drug war and with the Isabong. Because of this, Remulla said they expect the ongoing search in Taal Lake in Batangas City to extend indefinitely.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Social Welfare and Development and the Department of Justice will establish a referral system that will help child victims of violent crimes under the custody of the agency's residential care facilities to receive monetary compensation. The SW spokesperson, Assistant Secretary Irene Doblao, said that child victims of violent crimes often carry invisible scars that are very difficult to heal. She added that one of the ways to show support for their recovery is by providing monetary compensation that can cover their various expenses for treatment, therapy, legal fees, education, and basic needs. Under the Memorandum of Agreement, the DSWD will assist and refer child victims from the agency's RCFs to the DOJ's Victim Compensation Program.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news,
DWDD National
the
News.
Department of Tourism has announced that the Philippines have been nominated in 3 key categories at the 24th Wanderlust Reader Travel Awards. The Philippines is a contender for Most Desirable Country, one of the top honors as recognized by Wanderlust, the UK's longest-running and largest travel magazine. Cebu and Palawan are also on the list, with Cebu nominated for Most Desirable Region and Palawan competing for Most Desirable Island. Tourism Secretary Cristina Garcia Frasco said the nominations validate efforts to boost the Philippine status as a top destination for tourists.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jai Simbahan for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Behold the latest military news update. This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP Radio ay ang opisyal na radio station ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.